Hey guys, I did the introduction for this web series, The Aligned Action Blueprint. Stop overthinking and start creating. Okay. Um, the chapters we're going to go over right now is chapter one, and that is clarity. So you need to know what you want, and why you want it. So you have a lot of ideas, right? And they'll come fast, and you'll have 1,000 good ideas a day, and sometimes they come too fast, and all of them seem as equally important, right? So you're capable of doing so many great things, but the problem isn't your ability to be able to do them, it's your focus. Okay. So in the world of being a creative, being an entrepreneur, being a spiritualist, and understanding that there is a greater purpose for you in this world in doing what you love, and going beyond the scope of just going to work a 9 to 5 or doing things that you hate and being in survival mode. Um, your creative ideas deserve to come into form. Okay. And you may have a lot of them. And what we're going to try to do now is I want you to pick one. Pick one good idea that you have, okay? And make a commitment to yourself to bring it into form. Because here's the truth. If you're doing a little bit of everything, you're not really doing anything, okay? Clarity isn't about narrowing your dreams, it's about lining up the energy behind one direction at a time. So it's not about how much you can complete, okay? It is about where taking that aligned action. And what is aligned action? Getting the heart, the body, and the mind all to agree with one another on something that and going in one direction, okay? So it's more of like a practice, and you have to understand that perhaps you need to let go of the outcomes of what you think should happen, for these things to come to pass. Like when you bring something into form, maybe just make it. Maybe just do it and stop trying to overanalyze and overthink every little step or every little thing, because it overcomplicates the whole process. It gets caught up in mental energy, and and um, your heart and your emotions, and your body are not going to agree. Okay. um, with your mind. Okay, so that also causes a severance. It also causes an imbalance, and an imbalance is when you're not living in harmony with yourself. You're not living in harmony with your truth, and you're not stepping into your own personal powers. Okay, so today we want to get it down and we want to get it clear. Okay, you're going to decide what actually matters, what you truly care about, and what deserves your time at the right time. Not later and not someday. Okay? So, what I want you to do is brain dump. Brain dump everything. Okay? Get it out of your brain. Because that mental energy needs to go somewhere. And this exercise is going to help you to get your ideas somewhere where you can store them, because I feel like we hoard ideas because we don't want to forget them, and then they all just get jammed up and jumbled up in the recurring loops in our heads and in our minds. And when they can't be brought into form, then that brings up anxiety, and all kinds of mental issues. Okay, so I want you to grab your notebook, get your phone, get a napkin, get whatever you need to write down everything that's taking up mental space. Okay, projects, goals, business ideas, habits that you want to build, even stuff that you've been meaning to do, get it all out. Okay, so that could be chores, that could be meaning to call someone, that could be anything that you feel like that you need to do. Just write it down for now, okay? Because right now, like, if you're at the beginning of these steps and you're listening to this ebook, then you're having trouble getting things done. Maybe you're having trouble getting your day-to-day stuff done, like chores, like I said before. Perhaps you're having trouble balancing your life and you having health issues because of it, okay? So perhaps your social life and your love life is failing, or it's not giving you fulfillment because the rest of your life is out of balance, okay? So we need to get you into balance so that you're able to get clarity, okay? So we're just going to take all your ideas, put them in a notebook. We're going to get them out of the mind. We're going to put them into the physical, and words are physical, okay? And take that time to do that, okay? Get it out. No editing, no judgment, just clear the clutter, okay? Step 2. Now we're going to check your energy, okay? Get yourself by yourself. Put on some meditation music. We don't want too many distractions. Turn the lights down low. Act like you're going to go to bed. Get comfortable. And I want you to look at your list, and I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. So, does this idea light me up when I think about it? Will this move me forward toward the life that I actually want? And can I take one step toward it in the next 48 hours? If it checks all 3 of your boxes, it's a keeper. We're going to keep it, okay? And if not, it's either a later or a no, okay? So that's what I want y'all to do, okay? It doesn't have to be complicated. So we're trying to demystify and decomplicate these ideas, okay? And if you're not able to take action on something, then you're reaching for something that's not quite out of the air yet. It hasn't come down from the mental space yet, okay? It hasn't come down from the realm of imagination and ideas yet. So you don't need to touch it, okay? What we want to do is look for something that we can take actionable steps on, okay? Does this light me up when I think about it? You need to understand, like, where you need to understand your feelings, okay? The desire. Do I feel a fire? Do I feel like I want to do this? Do I feel like it can get me to the next level and it can drive me? And if the answer is yes, then that is a really strong signal that you need to be doing this. And will this move me forward to the kind of life I actually want? Okay, so I want you to be selfish. Unless you are somebody who is like a philanthropist, I want you to leave other people out of the equation for right now. And I want you to think about you, okay? Is it going to help you be an entrepreneur, an artist, an actor, okay? What project that it lights you up, that you can take a step toward it in the next 48 hours and will move you towards the life that you want, okay? So make sure that for everything that you put down, you're checking those boxes, okay? So this is the pre-steps. And you're going to want to do this in self-check often, okay? And you might find yourself back at these steps. So I want you to remember. So after we do that, we're going to do step 3, and that is to choose your core focus. The purpose of this series is to help you to bring one specific thing into form, okay? One thing, to help you to focus on one thing that you can take actionable steps on, and that is going to show you that you do have the power to bring things into form, okay? And then the more that you do it, it's like riding a bike, or it's like doing anything. It becomes a practice, and that's what I want you to have. I want this to become a practice. Now comes the part that changes everything. So you're going to pick one main goal. That's it. Not 5, not 3, just 1. And I don't want you to think that you're giving up on your other dreams, okay? It just means you're giving something a fair shot to come to life, okay? So you have an idea inside of you that you can give a fair shot, okay? And then it deserves to. It deserves to come to form, okay? When you focus, you create flow. And when you chase anything, you scatter your magic, okay? So we're not chasing. We're done with that. We're done. Baby, if you're chasing still in this time, then maybe I need to write a book about ebook about how not to chase. And we'll do that later. But you don't have to prove anything by staying busy, okay? The world does not need your burnout, okay? You don't need to prove not anything. The world doesn't approve your burnout. It rewards your results, okay? So I want you to understand that the results, it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to take up all of your energy to bring results, okay? So as a reflection, I want you to reflect on what goal feels like it's calling me to be the loudest right now. I want you to ask what would happen if I gave it my full attention for just 30 days. What would I have to believe about myself to make this happen? Okay. All of these reflection prompts, so I said 30 days, but it could be something that you can do in a couple of days, you know. It could be something that you can do. It all depends on, you have to tailor your results for something that, whatever it is that you need to know in your path, or that's on your destiny, or what you want to create and bring into form. It could be 30 days, it could be 2 weeks, it could be 1 day, it could be 5 hours. It doesn't matter, but you need to identify it. That's the thing, okay? So we need to be clear. We need to come into clarity. And so this is the first part, okay? And you're done running in circles. You're done chasing dreams. We're not chasing dreams anymore. We're letting those things come to us, okay? And I promise you, if you start small, then the bigger things come into form, okay? And you don't even have to work hard, but you do have to put forth effort and get results. You don't have to put in all of your effort. You can put in aligned efforts, okay? Because that is the path of the least resistance. So now we're going to go into chapter 2, and I hope you guys enjoyed this short chapter 1. Thank you.